Hello and welcome to the Big Bad Bike Show's first ever proper motorcycle review. I am your host, the Up North Biker, and today I will be reviewing the Honda Africa Twin 1100L 2020 model. Before we continue, please do hit like and subscribe on the video, and also hit that notification bell, and you won't miss another podcast or review that we put up in the future. If anyone has any feedback, please do get in touch at podcast@TheBigBadBS.co.uk. All our other socials will be in the description below. So let's get right into it then. As I said before, I'm riding the Africa Twin 1100L 2020 model, and if you're watching this review, I imagine you will be in the market for an ultimate dual sport tourer. There are a few other options out there, and the big three I would say is the Africa Twin 1100, the BMW GS 1200 and the Triumph Tiger 1200. They are all fantastic bikes and are all very comfortable and capable. This particular model comes in four options, which is the 1100L, the 1100L Adventure Sports, and also the choice of manual and DCT transmission in both models. The only real major difference worth mentioning between the standard model and the Adventure Sports is that the standard model comes with an 18.8 litre fuel tank, giving an approximate range of 230 miles, and the Adventure Sports has a tank size of 24.8 litres with an approximate range of 310 miles, and both do roughly around 57 miles per gallon. The Adventure Sports also comes with better suspension, but unless you are going to be doing some real off-roading, then it won't make a huge difference when it comes to being on the roads. A low mileage standard model such as this one will set you back around £9,000 to £10,000, and the Adventure Sports will cost roughly around £10,000 to £12,000. But you can get an aftermarket tank for the standard model, which is 25 litres like the Adventure Sport, made by a service, and will cost around £300 brand new. So if you're not too bothered about having the name of Adventure Sports, then this could be a better and cheaper option for you if you're wanting the bigger tank range. So first impressions of this bike to look at it is it's like you see it and you think, look at the size of it. It looks huge in person. When I first clapped eyes on it, I thought, am I even going to be able to touch the floor while sitting on it? I'm 6'1", and to my surprise I was able to plant my feet very well. Both models have the same seat height of 850mm. Even though I am able to sit comfortably on it with my feet planted firmly on the ground, I would not recommend this bike if you are shorter in stature. You may struggle to keep it upright when stationary, as they are not a light machine at 226 kilograms wet, but this is still considerably lighter than the BMW GS 1200 at 263 kilograms and the Triumph Tiger, which is at 243 kilograms. Once you get moving on the bike, it doesn't feel heavy at all. This bike currently has dual sport tyres on it and it handles beautifully. It almost feels like when you're coming up to a corner, the bike automatically starts turning into the corner without you having to even think about it. The engine really is smooth when riding. The power delivery is really good, and the super silky manual gearbox on this model is great. I was thinking about looking at getting a DCT model, but after riding this for the past couple of weeks, I don't think I'll bother. Unless you're really liking the idea of an automatic bike, I would definitely suggest test riding both if you're unsure before you buy. The seating position on this bike is perfect, especially for a taller rider. It feels like you're sitting in a comfortable chair. The seat doesn't look very comfortable at first glance, but once you get sat down, it's very surprising how comfortable it is. When this is paired with the location of the foot pegs and the raised position of the handlebars, you could tour for hours on end on this bike. Get off at your destination and not need to book yourself into a chiropractor. I would go as far as to say it's the most comfortable bike I've ever ridden on. I can see a young lad in the distance requesting an engine rev. Should I do it? Yeah, why not? I used to love that when I was when I'd ask a bike rider to do that, or when you get a trucker to beep the horn. Hopefully it's made his day. Even though the handguards on this bike are aftermarket, these bikes do come with handguards as standard, which are great for wind protection and will give you some protection off-road if you were to come off. By the way everyone, this is my first time I've ever done a bike review like this, so if anyone does have any feedback on how I'm doing or if I've messed up on any of the info I've provided, please do feel free to send us a message at podcast@TheBigBadBS.co.uk or leave a comment below. We only want to improve everything we do at the Big Bad Bike Show, so your feedback is really appreciated. Fortunately, it's a bit of a miserable day today, and I've been struggling to get out on the bike on a dry day to get some decent footage on my GoPro. Most days have really been chucking it down. But onwards and upwards, as I'm really excited to be on the way to an area which is great for a bit of off-roading and green laning, so I can show you the Africa Twin's capabilities. I thought these dual sport tyres would have been a bit sketchy in the wet weather, but they are handling really well on the tarmac. If I was to buy one myself, I would go for some rather than more of the road tyres, as I do like to do a bit of green laning myself. I really can't get enough of how well this bike corners for such a tall machine. It is such an easy bike to ride, and I would put confidence into anyone who rides it. Even though this bike has a screen spoiler attached to it, the wind protection you get while riding is phenomenal. I'm not getting bashed about by the wind at all, which makes for an even more comfortable ride. The bike really does handle great off-road. With the front wheel being bigger than the back wheel, you can really do some technical riding with ease at lower speeds. And when you're standing up on the foot pegs, the handlebars are at a great height, so you're not hunching over. There is always a bend in the arms for more control while off-roading. With the original Africa Twin, back in the 80s, being the king of the Dakar, Honda really had to make sure these bikes were more than capable off-road. The Africa Twin before this bike, the 1000cc model, had 3 different modes to choose from, on and off-road, but the 1100 models have 6 different modes, plus 2 modes, which you can have customised to the rider. But enough chit chat for now, enjoy some off-roading. So ladies and gentlemen, here we are. This is the Africa Twin 1100, the 2020 model, as I mentioned before earlier in the video. Bit of a miserable day, as you can see, so the bike is a bit dirty. I do apologise, but just look at it. It is mean. I mean, it's a really nice looking bike. Out of all the adventure bikes out there, I would say it's definitely my favourite looking bike. So let's get into it a little bit. This one has been modified slightly. So the crash bars that you can see here, these are actually made by R&G. They were put on aftermarket, as well with the 3-litre jerry can, which has been attached to the front bars. We've got a light strip here, that's also aftermarket. Doesn't actually work because it's not hooked up to the battery currently. And we have a Krieger bag which is attached to the crash bars as well. So they're not the standard parts, along with the little, I don't know, it's like a screen sort of spoiler on the top. And you also have the Givy handguards there, which are really useful. They do come with handguards stock, but obviously whoever had this previously has put the aftermarket ones on. It's also got a top box on the back, so everything you see there, that's not standard, but it really is nice in the matte black and with the red. It's only done about 8,000 miles, and it's really nice to ride. It's absolutely fantastic, as I said before in the video. And thanks very much to Chris, stepdad, who's kindly let me ride the bike for a couple of weeks before it gets delivered to him. It really is phenomenal. As you can see, it's chain driven, and it is the 1100cc parallel twin. Its predecessor back in the 1980s, that was actually a V-twin, but they've decided to go with the parallel twin on the newer models. This also comes, the predecessor for this one was the 1000cc before they did and before that obviously they did the V-twin. It comes in two modes, which is good. It comes in manual, which is this one, and also it comes in the DCT, which is Honda's dual clutch control. So basically you've got an automatic bike, which I think is really cool. I haven't actually tried one out yet. I will try one out eventually, but I'm pretty much sold on one of these. I'll just switch on the ignition here so I can show you the TFT screen as well, which is actually really good. You can control it from the screen, touch screen. Obviously that's not recommended while you're riding, and that's why here we have some controls to actually control what's on the dash in front of you, as well as you've got cruise control on this side, which is really good. I've had a go with the cruise control. So there's your screen there. As you can see, it is touchscreen. You can change it as you like. It's got Bluetooth, so you can connect your phone up to it, which is really handy. Just click on there and you can change. You've got gravel mode, off-road. You've got two other modes which you can sort out custom. Tour mode, which is the main mode that a lot of people will use on this bike, and urban. But I have done, as you can see in the video that I put on before, I have done a bit of off-roading on it. Not massively heavy, just some light sort of green laning. Handles really well, like really well, unbelievable. It just felt so light. And considering in the past I've had the CRF 300L, which is really light compared to this bike, it felt no different. Power is absolutely amazing on it. So we'll give it a start up. Sounds beautiful, it really does. Got that torquey engine there, it's really nice. I think I may have to sell my Blackbird and buy one. I genuinely enjoy it that much. So comfortable to ride, in the seating position you're in. You could ride this all day, you could get off it and you would not be sore at all. It really is an awesome tourer and a really good off-roader.